I just finished recording a remake of the first two videos I ever did. I have not published those videos yet. Right now, the one is CubeMX2 is the one that is the latest video I published. But I just discovered a new way of working with CubeMX. The old CubeMX, not the new CubeMX2, but the old CubeMX and STM32CubeIDE. And I am going to show you this. I think this will be a relatively short video, but hang around to the end and you may be surprised. So as usual, hello viewers and welcome to what will probably be an STM32 World short video introducing this new way of working with things. Now, in this video, I will be using the Streamline boards, and I mean, if you want to support this channel, go and check out the current maker's website. It will be linked down below in the description. So check it out. It is by far the best way to support this channel. Also, please, while you're down there, do like and subscribe. It means everything for a small channel like this. As I said, I just finished recording a remake of video number 2, the video number 2 I ever made. And in this video, all I'm doing, nothing else, is I'm blinking a LED. I'm creating the project in STM32CubeIDE, CubeMX, and I open that in CubeIDE and edit it there, and everything is pretty much, with a few added steps, it's pretty much like it's been in the past 80-something videos that I made on this channel. Now, I end up with a blink, and that is pretty much all it is. Now, while doing this and having just recorded the video that has been published there, the CubeMX2 videos, I realized, well, CMake. Normally in STM32CubeMX, you created a project as an STM32IDE project, and that project was just opened in CubeIDE, and it showed up as an IDE blink 1 up here. But STM32CubeMX2 cannot generate STM32CubeIDE projects, probably because ST intends to give up on CubeIDE at some point, but CubeMX2 will generate a CMake, and I was thinking, can you do that in the old CubeMX? So I have fired up CubeMX here, and let me try to start a new project. Blink 1 was the one we used in the last video, but let me try to start a new project. So I'm firing up the MCU selector. And there it is, and we can now select our STM32 F407VG. T6. No, it's a VE, sorry. VE T6. I don't think that would have made much difference, but let's try to start the project. And there we go, the project has started. I'm going to quickly walk through the changes I did in the Blink 1 video in here. First of all, we go down to System, we enable our serial wire or single wire. They call it single wire in the new one. They call it serial wire, and I don't know which is correct, and it doesn't really matter. And I am going to enable a crystal ceramic resonator, and I'm going to go into the clock configuration. I'm going to set that one at 16 megahertz, enable the HSE high-speed external, and I am going to set the clock frequency to 168 megahertz, which is max on the F407. Done. Finally, we are going to go in here and we are going to enable PC13 as a GPIO output. We are going to rename that to LED. We are going up in gpio, and we are going to set this LED pin to active low, so high by default, and open drain. These were exactly the changes I did in the last video. Now, where the difference come in this video is that in the last video, I went over to the project manager. Now, this one is correct, the project location, because that was the location I used in the last video. But this one, let's call it Blink 2. And in the last video, the path here become correct. So in the last video, I was creating an STM32CubeIDE project. In this one, I'm going to try to create a CMake project. Now, this was always possible in CubeMX, but you could not import that project into CubeIDE. But let's see what has changed. So let's generate the code for this project, Blink 2, under our STM32 test as a CMake. I am not going to open it here. I am going to close CubeMX now after I have generated it, and I am here back in CubeIDE. So before ST Microelectronics split CubeIDE and CubeMX up into two separate packages, this was definitely not possible. I still have CubeIDE 1.19. Yeah, 1.19. I still have that installed, and I tried it and it's not possible. So this is a side effect of ST having split up CubeIDE and CubeMX. But what you can do now is you can go up here and you can import a STM32 project. This menu item was not there before, but if I go into that, I don't want to create a new one. I want to import an existing one. And down here, you actually have STM32 CMake project, because that's kind of the only, well, you can CubeMX2. They have a separate point for that. But I actually did in one of my videos, I imported it as a CMake project. But let's try to create a CMake project. And here, we have the location because that is our workspace. And look what happens if I type in Blink 2. It tells me an existing CMake source is found at the project location, and I can't really change anything, but I can click Next, and I can select the toolchain. We stick with the GCC, and we need to select an MCU. So let's look for STM32F407VE, and there it is. So we select this, and that is it. And now I click Finish. Look what is happening. Now I'm going to, before I close this was a Blink 1. Let me, basically the only change I make here is this stuff down in the while. So let me copy that so I have it. And now I can close this one, and I can minimize that and go into Blink 2. And you will see the structure is exactly the same because it is still Hell and Hell 1. So I can go into Source and open the main there. And it's pretty much identical, but I am going to make a change down here. This part I am going to replace with the one I took from Blink 1. Now let's try to see if we can build this project. And now it should be using CMake, and it is indeed using CMake, and it ends up and it shows over here in the build analyzer, and well, it's built with CMake. Now let's try to see if we can run it. Before I do that, let me get that one up there so you can see it. It is flashing at the moment because the old, let me actually nuke that. So let me go in here and say ST flash erase. Let's nuke that flash so you can see already it stopped blinking. So now we are going to do, we're doing a complete erase. There will be the STM32F407 will be like it was new. And there we go. So nothing is happening. The LED is off because the pin is in high impedance mode by default. Let's try to run this. And I would expect this to come up because there's no run file. I would expect it to come up and tell me how to configure the edit the run configuration blink2 elf, and it's got the built debug blink2 elf as a file. It picked all that automatically. The debugger, usually the default settings are perfectly okay. I sometimes, if I need it, would enable the serial wire viewer if I have enabled the SVO pin, but in this case I did not. So let's try to click OK here and see what happens. It tried to build, and then it's running the flasher, and if you look up there, you will see that the LED is now blinking again. Now, I gotta admit, I mean, I'm reasonably happy with CubeIDE and have always been. That's why I have created videos with this for the last 2 years. It is not bad. It works well. But one of the things that always irritated me was that you did not have in your project a command line way of executing to building and flashing. And the benefit of this CMake is that if you look at the project here in the command line and you go into blink2 build debug, because that's where it's created it, we have the whole thing in there, not with make files, but with Ninja. And that means I can in here, I can write Ninja clean, and it cleaned, you can see 21 files, and you will see the binary is no longer there. Now I can just type Ninja and it will build everything again, including the HAL libraries, and it will show me a report of what it did. So all this is now command line, and it works in STM32CubeIDE. I actually think this will be my way forward if or when I make more videos with the CubeIDE. I think it's a better way of doing it. I'm not entirely sure this was intentional to be used with the old CubeMX. Maybe it was, I don't know, but it's definitely the way they force you to do it in CubeMX2. And it works with CubeMX as well. That's all I wanted to say today. As usual, have a wonderful rest of the day.